So, if you're anything like me, you have an extreme, borderline unhealthy attachment to fictional superheroes and other various characters throughout history. The stories they tell, the worlds they inhabit and interact with, and the many, many one-liners they say all have their place in pop culture and many fans' hearts, mine included. For those of you who have no such attachment or special interest in popular heroes, let me clarify what I mean with my thesis statement for this video. As avid fans, we feel a very strong connection with these characters and their stories. How we establish that connection is dependent on the type of media being consumed, but really, it's all the same way to experience the characters that we love. Be it the popular ones like film and video games, or a bit more niche, like comic books and TV shows or anime. The impact a specific story can have on someone can be extremely inspiring, moving, or just powerful altogether. The way we determine what is right and wrong can be taught by our parents and peers, sure, but just as easily can be derived from old memories of Saturday morning cartoons or our first DC comic book. Any character from any medium can inspire us to be the people that we dream to be, or to do the things that we want to do, but just haven't had the strength to do it. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of my personal experiences with character shaping and what it means to me. I suppose the first thing I should do is clarify that not all characters in any given medium are supposed to act as role models of sorts, nor are they designed to be. What I mean is that not all characters can be as courageous as a protagonist, as smart as a helpful sidekick, or as cunning as the villain. Everyone has a role to play, but it's our favorite hero specifically that I'm going to focus on here. Think of your favorite movie hero. It doesn't have to be Marvel or DC, maybe something like James Bond or John McClane from Die Hard or Ellen Ripley from Alien. Some of our greatest tales of good versus evil come from video games, with characters like Nathan Drake, Sonic the Hedgehog, or Samus Aran from Metroid. Now granted, the role of the classic hero in fiction is a very, very old and time-honored concept, but I feel it's the role with the greatest influence on fans of these series. We want to be like our favorite heroes in some small way, every one of us. And no, it doesn't mean we have to be super spies, or fly through the air in an expensive metal suit, but rather exhibit what it means to be human, and to better ourselves through our fictional icons. So what does that mean for the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Think about this. You go to the theater for the new Marvel movie that just came out. You go to it alone, because none of your friends are as nerdy as you to see it at midnight, and you take a seat in an empty showroom. The screen lights up, the 25 agonizing minutes of advertisements play, and the film begins. You see the main hero appear on screen, but he doesn't look exactly as you thought he might. In fact, he looks nothing like you expected. You say to yourself, what the hell? What's going on here? On screen is a literal cardboard box running across rooftops chasing the bad guys that are trying to get away in an armored truck. The box does a flip and jumps off the building to land on the truck and proceeds to beat up the bad guys. You sit there dumbfounded that you just paid $15 to sit there and the seats don't even recline. Oh yeah, and the movie is pretty bad because it stars an action hero cardboard box. The concept would fit much better in a bad YouTube video, not a feature film from a studio. Do you feel that? It's a sad, lonely feeling inside of you that just wishes that stupid, abnormally agile box was replaced by Daniel Craig in a tux. That, dear viewers, all 35 of you, is the importance of iconic heroes in media. This is a really long way to say that we love our favorite heroes. Point blank, we just do. No matter if it's a big budget anime or small cameo in a movie, fans will go to great lengths to consume all different stories and adventures featuring the greatest characters in popular culture. And yeah, there's a reason I've seen the Jurassic Park movies multiple times, and there's a reason I've played all the great to terrible Sonic games available to the public. And it's the characters of these franchises that are doing the heavy lifting. Now sure, you may play certain games just for the gameplay, and not necessarily the character you're controlling, or maybe you like a television series because of the amazing writing or filmography, and not because of the quippy protagonist. But man, you have to admit, having a great main character really pulls it all together for you, doesn't it? Hot take. In Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Jeff Goldblum's character Ian Malcolm stands in front of a jury and says straight up that the dinosaurs on the island should be wiped out by the erupting volcano, and that he would never go back to a place like that ever again. And yeah, as we've seen in the last 4 movies time again, dozens of people have become victims of the animals born out of Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs are cool, yeah, but strictly referring to the Jurassic Park franchise, it's clearly a very bad idea to be anywhere near the dinosaurs for fear of becoming a tasty snack. Now look to our 2 main heroes, Owen and Claire. Claire wants to save the animals and recruits Owen to help. He pushes back for one afternoon, and then promptly shows up the next morning sitting in a plane all ready to go. Think to yourself, would you willingly go back to a dinosaur-infested island that you barely escaped not too long ago just to risk your life all over again? I know I wouldn't. I do really like the main characters of the Jurassic World movies, but Fallen Kingdom does not make very relatable heroes for us to follow. When what I would do clashes so heavily with the actions of the main characters in the 2-hour film, I lose interest, and I sure as hell can't relate to them on any level. Now, think about the absolute opposite for me, Spider-Man, specifically the PS4 version of the webhead. A 23-year-old with his first apartment trying his best at his job and attempting to balance relationships and his own happiness while also being a superhero is definitely a lot to deal with. But when you really boil it down, he's just a kid trying to do the right thing whenever given the opportunity. The very reason he continues to be Spider-Man is because his unique abilities allow him to help people in all sorts of ways, despite the backlash from citizens and the other problems it causes him. To Peter, doing his part to give back to his city is worth it. The last thing he needs is to be spending time he doesn't have to swing around in a costume to stop petty crimes and the like, but he does it anyway. The thing to take away from this is not to try and do what Spider-Man does, like jump off of buildings and assault gun-wielding criminals. The moral really is to go out of your way and help others when given the chance. Don't shy away from people when walking by, and maybe instead say hi and smile. Give someone you don't know the time of day. Be friendly, be positive. Call your mom, write a letter to a friend, help an old lady cross the street. Be the hero that you can be, because when it comes down to it, the superheroes we adore are not who they are because of feats of incredible power or superhuman abilities. Rather, it's the strength of one's character and the choices they make that makes them heroic. These people are something like inspirational figures in history, like Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, or Martin Luther King. They challenge us to be better than we are, to rise up and improve ourselves, while lifting up those who need it. Our heroes are often, in a sense, relatable. They make similar choices that we might, or maybe deal with problems we have to face in our own lives, like money problems. The superhuman abilities are not what we admire, nor are they realistic. Really, the people behind the mask are what we strive to be. It's a nice feeling to have a common issue with someone else, be it a friend, relative, or even a comic book character. These stories we experience and attach to have ways of comforting us and can just as easily inspire us as fans and just people. I don't think that came out too dramatic, but I think you understand the point that I'm making here. I hope you do, because it's something I really firmly hold on to as I move forward in life. Everyone has a role model, or maybe a few role models, and for some, that spot is filled by a silly fictional character with a laser sword. But it's okay, because these are personal stories about triumph and struggle, victory and failure, or frustration and regret. Believe it or not, if you've ever cried while watching a movie, you're connecting with one of the characters on screen in some shape or form. Maybe you don't have to relate directly to what's happening, but you feel sympathy for the character, or characters. All great screenwriters know that good stories are supposed to make you feel something. It's like a ride that you and the characters are taking together, every up and down along the way. When a character or film really speaks to you on a relatable or emotional level, you'll know it, if you don't already. My experience, personally, was a video game. Just that, just a silly video game. But one that helped me when I moved away from home, one that gave me thrill and exhilaration, but always remembered to slow down and to take a breath. It was a story that I could relate to, something I could grab onto and keep with me moving forward. A game that makes me a better person because of its hero. That is what our heroes have the ability to do for us as fans and as everyday people. Thank you for watching this video. It means a lot that someone would watch my content and get something out of it. I'll see you all in the next video coming soon. Later.